All right. Hi, guys. How are you this evening?
Hey.
So we have a double webinar. I'm Caitlin.
Hi, I'm Jadine.
So I am a teacher at Myes. I'm a bit of a veteran teacher. Jadine is,
I'm brand new. I can't even pronounce it. Via Meravilli.
yes. So I am at
Oh,
Field C. Jadine is a new teacher at Miravidi, and we are also new roommates. So we decided to host this webinar together, considering we now live together. Um,
sharing everything.
Sharing everything, sharing our space, sharing our job. So we are hosting a series of webinars. I'm sure that you know this throughout the entirety of this week and until the
Hello,
lockdown
welcome.
ends. So 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., search your level and you will find an activity for you sometime this week. Jadine, do you have any recommendations for how to handle the coronavirus situation while we're in this lockdown?
No, really, absolutely not. But I think don't panic. Definitely wash your hands and yeah, just be careful. But
Mhm.
to me, I think the coronavirus is just another flu. So
If we decided to close our school for the week because really this situation is not about you and it's not about me. It's about
mm,
protecting the people around us.
yeah.
So stay at home unless absolutely necessary. Wash your hands often and for at least 20 seconds. And hopefully, if we act together, this will end soon and we can see you guys at the school in person at the end of this month. Hi,
Hi,
Katarina.
Katerina.
How are you?
Okay.
Good. So, Jadine and I have decided to share my screen, do an activity on the environment today because I believe the environment is a very pressing issue. What do you believe, Jadine?
No, I agree. I think it's so important. And just as a side note, for everyone joining us, feel free to introduce yourself in the comments and say hi because we want to hear from you. But yeah, the environment affects everyone, everything. So it's very
Mhm.
important.
Yes, so that's exactly right. If you want to interact with us, unfortunately, we can't have spoken conversation. So if you ever have questions, if you want to answer one of our questions, or you
Mm.
want to make a comment, write in the comments. There is a small pause in the comments. So we will see it a little after, but we will try to make this as interactive as possible in the comments. Okay, guys?
Definitely. It makes it better for us as well when you interact
Yes,
with us. So please ask us your questions.
exactly. We love interacting with you and we're doing the best we can.
Hi,
Good.
Mariam.
Miriam, hi.
Okay.
Good. So, in this focus activity, discussing environmental problems and solutions, modal verbs, and phrases to talk about the future. So today we will have some vocabulary on the environment and also grammar with regards to modal verbs and some expressions to speak about the future. Okay? So Jadine, could you read number 1, please?
Okay, so environments, true or false?
Mhm.
Over 1 trillion plastic bags are used every year worldwide.
Mm-hmm. Jadine, maybe could you write out
Yes.
1 trillion numerical form, please?
Hmm, it's a very, very big number.
It's a very large number, 1 trillion.
I
Yes.
think
Uh,
this is it. Even I am not so sure.
so this is, oops, this is
I
1
think we're
trillion.
both doing
I'm
it.
trying to show it. 1 trillion in numerical form. Okay. So hi, Anna Maria. How are you? Jadine, what do you think? True or false?
I think true, but I hope false.
I agree. You guys, do you think true or false, and why? I think I have to think true, but I wish it was false,
The 1
honestly.
trillion every year. Every
Yeah.
year is so much.
It accumulates. Let's see. It is true, of course.
No. Wow. Wow.
And believable, right? How about number 2?
Anna Maria says true. Well done. That was correct.
Yep. Ana Maria. Good. Ana Maria, how do you spell true? Something's missing. How can we spell this word? Jadine?
Yes. So if we look under question 1, there's an E missing at the
Good.
end. True.
Ex-
But the E is silent. So we don't
ex-
hear it.
Exactly. Good. Katarina, very good.
Excellent.
Good. You guys are smart. Good. And Jadine, how about number 2?
Okay. 2. All newspapers in the United Kingdom are 100% made out of recycled paper.
What do you think?
Maybe I should know because I am from the UK. Maybe true because actually the paper that we have in our newspapers is very strange. It's a very strange material. So I'll say
Okay.
true. What do you
Okay.
think?
I would have no idea, but I think it's a believable thing. How would you describe the paper that you use for newspapers in the UK?
The paper itself is quite thin, so not very thick, it's thin.
Okay.
And also a slightly yellow color or a slightly brown color off
Okay.
white.
Okay. So maybe it's true. You guys, do you think this is true or false? Let's go. Number 2 is true. So that explains why the paper is very thin and the strange yellow-brown color. Katarina, correct. Chiara says false. Chiara didn't believe. Stefania,
No.
Andrea says false. So we have 50-50. Some positive, some optimists, and some pessimists. Oh, hi, Giorgio. 6 to 7 is here. Sorry about that.
Oh no. That's a shame. We're just at the start of the lesson, so you haven't missed very much.
Good. Hi, Erika. Okay. Jadine, can you read number 3, please?
Yes, okay. The amount of food that is wasted in Europe could feed 200 million people.
Yeah. Jadine, how would you define the word feed?
Feed. So to feed is to essentially provide food that other people can eat.
Good. Okay. So to feed is to provide or to give food, basically. Okay. And how about waste? What is to waste?
So to waste is when you have too much of something and some of it cannot be used. So for food, if you cook a very big dinner and you can't eat it all, some of that food is wasted.
Good. Yeah. So I'm going to write throwing something in excess away.
And we have a question from Katerina. Thin is like narrow.
Yes, very good, Katerina. So thick is something very, very thick. Okay, so I have on a thick sweater, for example, but thin is very, very narrow. Okay, so perfect, Katerina. Okay, good. So Again, perfect. If there are any questions, write to us in the comments. Jadine, do you think 3 is true or false?
I think false. I think probably it could feed even more people.
Yeah.
I think 200 million is not that many.
Mm-hmm.
I could write out 200 million for those of you.
I agree. Georgia says false. Okay, guys, maybe if you say true or false, explain why also. So good. Kiara agrees with Jadine. Good.
Yes.
Andrea false. Carmela true. Good. I also agree with Jadine because I think 200 million is not enough. I think it's more. Okay. Good. And number 3 is actually true. Okay. So maybe you and I are pessimists. I don't know.
Okay, so well done, Camilla.
Yeah, good, Carmela. How about number 4? Jadine, can you read?
You should always rinse cans before recycling them. So, what is rinse?
Yeah. Rinse? Does anyone know? If you have an answer, you can write. Also, what are cans?
It's true. We have a 2-part question.
Yeah. So, what is to rinse and what is a can? Okay. Jadine, in the meantime, can you give the definition for rinse?
I can try. So,
Yeah.
Katerina has said, I rinse my hands. Not quite, but almost. So, we would wash our hands, which is more thorough. You use more water. But to rinse something is to clean it lightly with a little bit of water. So not to clean it too much, not really, but just lightly, like wash.
Okay. For example, if we have shampoo in our hair, to remove the shampoo, we rinse our hair with water. Okay. So to clean with water without soap and without shampoo. Yeah.
Katerina, yes, to rinse some pots.
Yes. Perfect. Good. And how about cans? What are cans? Jadine, can you explain what a can is?
I can. Okay, Mariam, nearly. So a can is we would say a tin can, possibly. So like a bottle, but more of a round shape. And we can store things inside, for example, tuna.
And
or fizzy drinks.
Like materials, we can use aluminum, we can use metal, and we can use tin, for example. So a can is a container usually made of metal.
So Giorgio has said it depends. Can you give us some more? Why does it depend?
Aluminum. Yes, Georgia, what do you mean? It depends.
I'm very interested in this.
Carmela says can is where a liquid is. Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes we, for example, you can drink a can of Coke, of Coca-Cola, like this, or a can of beer.
Can of beer, yes. Can of
Yes,
Coca.
Katerina.
Good. Yes. And Paolo found the translation in Italian. Paolo, that's perfect, but we won't say it, so we only speak in English. Can of Coca-Cola, but also tuna's can. Good.
Okay,
Let's
so
see. How about Jadine? Do you think it's true or false? You should always rinse cans before recycling them.
I don't know. I do rinse them, but I don't know if you have to rinse them. I don't know if it's a rule.
Yeah, I have no idea. Let's see. False. There is no
Ah,
need to rinse the cans before recycling. Okay, let's see
well,
the
I have
answers.
just saved precious minutes of my life.
Chiara says true, maybe. Michele says false. Paolo
Okay, well
says
done.
sorry. No problem, Paolo. Thank you, though. And Jadine, can you read number 5 to finish?
Okay, so it is better to do the dishes with a sponge than with the dishwasher.
Ooh, okay. Um, let's see. So, what is the expression to do the dishes? How would you explain that?
So to do the dishes is just a phrase we use to say to wash the dishes.
Mhm.
So when
Exactly.
your plates, your bowls are dirty because you've just had a meal, afterwards you would do the dishes. But it's to wash them by hand.
Yes. Um, let's see. Chiara says she's only answering, she's only giving wrong answers. Okay.
We're here to learn. We're here to learn and to practice our English. So as long as you're giving them in English, it's good.
Great grammar, Chiara. Let's see. Beatrice. So, hi, Beatrice. Before, we said that the word to rinse is to, Jadine, can you repeat the definition of rinse?
Yes, it was to clean something with water lightly.
Yes. Okay. Okay, Beatrice. Good. All right. So Anna Maria says it's worse to do the dishes with the sponge. Beatrice says number 5 is false. Okay.
Okay.
And Georgia says that it's preferable to do the dishes with a sponge, but not if you use too much water. That's true. You use excessive
Okay.
water, right? So
I think that's probably the perfect answer.
right. Any case where you're wasting, here I have to unhighlight the comment, and then the answer to number 5 is false. If your dishwasher doesn't use too much water and energy, it is better to use it. Crazy.
Okay, well done, guys.
I never would have
Good to know.
imagined. Okay. So let's see here. So Paolo says false. Good job, Paolo. The important thing is to recycle waste in the right way. Okay. So we would say in the right way, Giorgio. And Martha says true. Antonio says false. Good job, Antonio. Perfect. All right, Jadine, anything to add for this slide before we move on?
No, I think I'm good. If you have any questions, then let us know.
Okay, perfect. Let's go. Number 4. Jadine, what do you do to protect the environment?
Ooh. I do some things. I reuse my plastic. So my plastic bags at the supermarket. I
Mm-hmm.
have a bottle that's mine that I use to drink water
Okay.
instead of buying lots of bottles. But
Mm-hmm.
also, I don't eat meat,
Ah,
which,
okay. Mm-hmm.
yes, so which I think is better for the environment.
Yeah. So would you consider yourself a vegetarian?
No, I am a
Uh,
bit cheeky. I eat fish, which makes me a pescatarian.
okay.
I'm someone who eats fish but no meat.
Let's see. So Beatrice only uses glass bottles. She doesn't use plastic bottles. Paolo
Okay.
turns off the lights. let's see. We have a question from Katerina. What is the meaning of sponge? Jadine, how would you define a sponge?
A sponge is a material that we can use that can take in water and get thick, and we can use it to wash things, our bodies, plates, dishes.
Very often when I use a sponge, it is yellow and soft on one side and green and very rough on the other side. Okay. So you use the sponge. Well, lots of holes, exactly. Giorgio says everyone can make a difference.
Oh, yes.
Yes, good. So good. And then also Jadine says she's a pescatarian, who is someone who eats fish but no meat. Chiara is trying to use water bottles to use less plastic. Very good.
Good.
Carmela tries to use few plastic objects. Good. Good. Me personally, I also try to avoid meat. And Georgia's getting theoretical here.
Wow.
But the most important thing is the circular economy and eco-friendly logistics. Good. So one thing, Giorgio, spelling of circular with a U. Okay. Circular economy. Any idea what that means, Jadine?
No, I think this is something Giorgio has to teach me. Yeah, I agree, Paolo. Very professional. So circular economy is well, the economy is the money that goes around a nation in a circle. But how this is good for the environment, I am not sure. So
I think maybe circular economy refers to the idea of objects being recycled and constantly reused. Maybe. That's my opinion. But Giorgio, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Good. All right. Thank you, guys. Maybe we have an eco-friendly class today.
Anna Maria.
So she turns off the air conditioning. It's difficult in the summer in Milan, right? And Caterina recycles bottle tops.
Yes.
Bottle tops. Okay, very good, Caterina. Nice. A part of the circular economy. Okay. Very good, guys. Beatrice uses only natural cloths. Good. All right.
Clothes?
Natural, yeah. Beatrice, so what do you mean by natural clothes? I don't know this expression. Oops. Natural clothes. Have you heard this, Jadine?
Maybe clothes from recycled materials?
Yeah. Yeah. Organic materials. Yeah.
Organic.
Perfect.
Vintage.
All right.
Only vintage.
Recycled or thrift clothing. Good. Okay. Let's go on to the next thing. Jadine, could you read, please?
Yes. So, what do you do to protect the environment? Do you recycle? Do you try to save energy, and how? And do you use environmentally friendly products?
Good. So I think what's important to highlight here is this very long adjective, environmentally friendly. How can you explain the meaning of this, Jadine?
Well, I think possibly someone mentioned it earlier, or it was eco-friendly. But we know to be a friend is to care about something, to be thoughtful towards a person. So if we are a friend to the environment, it means that we think about the environment when we do things. So if there's an environmentally friendly product, it's something that can be recycled or that doesn't give off a lot of really bad gas.
So yeah, we can say environmentally friendly, very simply, is something that is good for the environment. So let me write that like this. Okay, good. So how about you? Do you try to save energy, or do you use environmentally friendly products? I think, for example, using public
Erica.
transport or going on foot or bicycle instead of taking the car could be a way to save energy, for example.
Definitely.
Or, okay, Beatrice gave us a definition of natural clothes. So things made of cotton, linen, and wool without synthetic material. So environmentally friendly products.
Definitely.
And
Marta?
Marta.
Nice.
She tries to use only glasses and ceramic dishes, and if she must use single-use glasses or dishes, she prefers paper glasses or dishes. So yeah, that's also using environmentally friendly products. Very good, guys. Thank you very much. So let's do some vocabulary. Could you go ahead and read here, please, Jadine?
I can try. Okay, so we have water or air pollution, factories, pesticides, traffic, waste, deforestation, global warming, and greenhouse gases.
Okay. So everyone,
So lots
sorry,
of words. No, it's
lots
fine.
of vocabulary. For pronunciation, can you repeat this word 3 times, guys? Pesticides. 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 Okay, it's a bit difficult to pronounce. Let's see. Letter A could refer to, very good, guys, traffic. Okay.
Excellent.
Letter B is, which is letter B? Jadine, what do you think?
I think Kiara said factories, yes, possibly factories, or yes, as Paolo has said, air pollution as
I
well,
agree.
because there's lots of smoke going up into the air.
Yes, I agree. Both. Letter C, guys. Any ideas for letter C? It's hard to see, but
it's quite difficult.
yeah.
C could also be, I think, one of 2 things. Okay, so Kiara
Nada?
said waste. Possibly.
Okay. Here it is waste. It definitely is waste in a certain sense, but it says water and air pollution. But I agree, waste is also good. Okay.
Yes, because this can happen as well. When we release too much waste into the water, this is how it gets polluted.
And letter D, what could this refer to?
Okay, so Katerina has said pesticides.
Pesticides, or
Okay.
this is hard, greenhouse gases. Now, Jadine, how would, in general, what is a greenhouse? Because a greenhouse isn't always negative, right?
That's true. That's true. So a greenhouse is a house made out of glass that we use to grow vegetables or
Mm-hmm.
plants or fruits. Because when the sun goes through the glass, imagine when you are at home in the summer and the sun comes through the window, the room gets very hot. And this is really good if you want to grow vegetables all year.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's very similar in Italian. We also say in English greenhouse gases to refer to the bad gases that are released into the air and are warming the earth as an effect.
Yes.
Okay.
So Paolo
Good.
has said the greenhouse effect. This is what we call it when the earth has become too hot because the gases are acting like a greenhouse.
Mm-hmm. Very good, guys. Let's see. I can also see pesticides. Many people are saying D, pesticides. So very good. Oops, I gave letter E. Sorry. Letter E is global warming. Okay. So can you tell the students what we call the top and the bottom of the earth?
Yes, so the whole world we call the globe.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the
And,
globe?
and the globe. And then, for example, the very
So
furthest point in the north
the
is
very
called.
top point is the North Pole,
Mm-hmm.
and the very bottom point is the South Pole.
Mm-hmm.
So we say that Father Christmas, or Baba Natale, as you call him, lives in the North Pole because it's so cold and it's far away from all the people.
Mm-hmm. And so this is referring to the fact that due to the greenhouse effect, the North and the South Pole are melting and becoming warmer. That is global warming, basically. Okay. And letter F, yes, so many people have said it already. Pesticides.
Yes.
Paolo says penguins in the South Pole. Correct. Good.
Yes.
And letter G would be, I think people said it already, deforestation. Good. Very good, guys. And letter H, of course, is
Finally.
waste. We
Okay.
made it. Okay. If you have any questions, remember to write us. Jadine, anything to add before we go to the next slide?
No, but actually somebody, I'll just find the
Mm-hmm.
comment.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody put ozone hole, which is
Ah,
also, yeah, I cannot find it now. It's also
very
something
good.
to pick up on. Someone said ozone hole. So what's the ozone hole?
Mm-hmm. I can write it again. Ozone
Hmm.
hole.
Yes,
Okay.
okay.
The ozone
Oh,
hole. Walrus
more.
has died.
That's so sad.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm trying to show the comment. The ozone
Okay.
hole. So we have the ozone layer, which is a layer of gases, I think, surrounding the Earth. And
Yes.
due to the greenhouse gases, there is a hole growing in the ozone layer that is
Mm.
permitting more heat to enter and to warm the Earth,
Yes.
creating global warming, right? Good.
Yes.
Okay. Antonio says walruses died. Such a tragedy.
I really like walruses, so this makes me sad, actually. Okay.
Don't have to think about it. Okay. So here, causes of pollution. What are some
Okay.
causes of air pollution, water pollution, and global warming? So here we're going to categorize the causes under what types of pollution that they create. Okay. Let's see. So greenhouse gases. Which of these things do you guys think greenhouse gases cause?
You've
Any
spoken a
ideas?
bit about this already, so I think that you'll know.
Yeah. Jadine, what type of pollution does it cause?
Well, I would say global warming. Ooh,
Yes.
okay, good.
There we go. And she did it. Pesticides?
Pesticides, possibly air pollution. Yes, Antonio says air as well. Oh,
Air.
I've just had a bunch of comments come in,
Yeah, me too.
so I'm not
Everyone
sure.
says air,
Okay,
air.
most of frozen. Yes, exactly. Because really,
I think,
but
yeah,
also
maybe.
air.
Yeah, I think it could be both. If you spray pesticides onto the earth, onto the ground, it goes into the water, but then you can also
Okay,
spray pesticides into the air. So I think water and air could both be correct.
okay.
Let's see, deforestation. Any ideas?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Who
Yeah,
can help
Antonio.
me?
Deforestation, guys. What type of pollution does deforestation cause?
I have never been good at quizzes. So Andrea says global warming,
Let's see.
possibly. Okay, everyone
Global
seems to say
warming.
global warming. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, well done, guys.
I agree, Kiara. Kiara says it's because of the oxygen that trees are supposed to recycle and clean the air with oxygen. But if you, with deforestation, there's less recycling and cleaning of the air, so it creates global warming. I concur. Okay. So next thing is traffic.
Okay, I'm sure with this one. This is
Yeah.
air pollution. I'm confident.
Everyone agree? Yeah. Let's see. Antonio repeats Aaron Global Walruses died.
See, you told me, Caitlin, I didn't have to think about it.
I'm sorry. How about factories? Factories? What do factories cause?
Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of air pollution.
Okay. Air pollution. And
Excellent.
last but not least, waste. Waste causes.
We can remember from the picture that we saw on the last slide of the waste. Yes, Francesco says water.
Yeah, water. That's become such a big issue with the like plastic in the oceans and plastic in water. So waste, but especially plastic waste, causes a lot of water pollution. Good. Okay. Let's see. Giorgio has another comment here. What does Giorgio say? Air pollution is the CO2 that goes out, that comes out of the car factories. Yeah, so it would also be related to greenhouse gases and global warming, right? Good.
Excellent.
Good. All right.
Okay.
So, anything else, Jadine?
No, I think I'm surprised by some of these. Some of these I did not know before. So I'm learning too.
Yep, good. Teachers learn too from the lessons. So, okay, how about Jadine? I suggest that we skip this and go on to the grammar. What do you say? We have 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I think that we're pretty confident with how to use the vocabulary. I think we've got a very environmentally aware group of students today.
I agree. We chose the right activity. So let's see. Modal verbs. Read the text and find the seven modal verbs used. All right, so how about Jadine, why don't you read this? And in the meantime, when you guys see a modal verb, comment with the modal verb that you see, okay?
Okay, and just remind me what the modal verb is. The modal verb is...
Guys, what is a modal verb?
Oh, Kiara's ready? Okay.
Kiara's ready. Kiara, can you define what is a modal verb? Do you remember?
Okay, so Antonio has given an example of can.
Yeah, good.
May.
Katerina has a lot. Good.
Okay, good.
So,
Georgia. Okay.
In reality, I'm good at third. Jadine, can you explain what is the function of a modal verb? Or what is a modal verb?
Okay, so a modal verb is different to the main verb, which is usually the main action, but it can give us some more information about the situation.
Yeah. And there's something very special about a modal verb. Does a modal verb ever change with the subject?
No.
No. Good. Modal verb.
No.
So we can say it's like a helping verb, changing the meaning of the main verb. And doesn't conjugate. Oh, I misspelled conjugate. My problem. My bad. Okay.
Okay,
JD,
so
could you please read?
yes, by 2050, climate change could create 150 million climate refugees. Clearly, we must change our lifestyle. We should carpool, recycle, and save as much energy as possible. But some scientists say that it is not enough, and that it's time for factories and multinational companies to find other solutions. Otherwise, there will be more natural disasters. What can we do to save our planet? There are many things we could do, but we will probably have to wait a bit longer before things change.
Yes, I already see a ton of messages coming in with all of the modal verbs. So first modal is could.
Fantastic.
Next modal, must. Then
must. Good.
Should.
Good.
All the way down here, will.
Okay.
Can. And could.
Good again.
Finally,
yes, well done, Magda.
Will. Very good. Let's see. Kiara, very good. So Kiara says have to question mark. She doesn't know if it's a modal. It is a modal, but it's a strange modal. It is a modal that changes with the subject. So I have to, you have to, she, he, it has to, etc. But it is a modal verb, Kiara. Okay? Good. All right. Anything else, Jadine?
No, but I do see a few people had written probably and asked if probably was a modal verb. Do you have anything to say, Caitlin?
Yes. So let's look at the example here. Okay. It says, we will probably have to wait. Okay. In this case, only will is the main modal verb. Okay. Probably functions as an adverb. All right. We can recognize an adverb because it ends in ly. Okay, so probably is not a modal verb. Okay. All right. Very good, guys. So let's see if we have time for the next slide. Okay, how about, yeah, this is a good consolidation of what we've covered. So I can read the instructions, all right? So use modal verbs and the sentences below to give advice on ways to protect the environment. Jadine, could you read maybe the red here?
Okay, so
Oops, excuse me.
That's okay. Okay, so we have recycle paper and glass, reuse plastic bags, use public transport or carpool. Carpool is just when many people get in the same car. So maybe there are 4 of us. We don't have to use 4 cars. We can all go in 1 car.
Good.
Not pour oils or cleaning products down the sink. Not use pesticides. Turn off lights. Reduce waste, and finally plant trees. So,
and what is to pour?
To pour is when you have a liquid and you pour it out of something. So in the morning, I'm sure lots of you make coffee in your mocha, and when you pour the coffee into the cup, this action is to pour.
Good. So you guys, can you write some examples of advice to follow to protect the environment using the modal verbs? We also have a question from Katerina. So Katerina asks, could, may, and might express a possibility, but which is the difference? This is a good question, okay? So may and might imply maybe, okay? It implies that it may happen, okay? Maybe, not 100% sure, okay? Otherwise, they are more or less very similar. Jadine, do you have another way to explain?
No. I don't. I think could as well. Could. It also implies it's something that can be done. It's more of a chance to be done. Yeah. So I would say may and might, or maybe could, is that bit more possible.
Yeah.
But this by Andrea, I want to share because it's amazing.
Yeah. I like this. So you should use public transport to reduce air pollution. Good. Giorgio, Paolo says we should give Giorgio a degree in environmental, or Giorgio Lori should give us a degree in environmental studies. Good. Andrea asks, are may and might more formal? Not necessarily. May and might mean maybe, but could more sure, okay? All right. Very good example, guys.
Although I would say in British English, may is more formal.
Okay.
We would, in a more formal situation, we would say may, and in a less formal situation, we would say might in British English, but maybe it's not the same in America.
Maybe. I think, yeah, maybe may could be more formal. Good. All right. Very good examples, guys. I've had a lot of fun. I'm sorry to be finishing. We have another webinar coming up in 10 minutes for levels 8 to 10. Okay. So if you want to come to a level 10 webinar, I'll see you in 10 minutes. Be sure to check our schedule so you don't miss our webinars, and I will talk to you the next time. Okay. Very good job, guys. All right. Thank you very much.
Bye.